US CPI landed in line and the dollar swung both ways before recovering. Gold slipped off session highs, oil stayed under pressure, and the biggest mover on the board is saved for last. Tonight, we cover metals, indices, energy, crypto, and Forex. Silver held a constructive tone through Thursday's session, with price action continuing to build on a strong, bullish structure. The trend leans higher from here, and the path of least resistance remains toward higher levels as momentum stays firmly on the upside. The Nasdaq finished Thursday's session holding a strong bullish posture, with the trend well supported after digesting the inline CPI print. Price action suggests the index is more likely to extend toward higher levels, while that structure remains intact. U.S. crude faced selling pressure mid-session on the demand outlook downgrades from OPEC and the IEA, yet the underlying trend retained a bullish lean. The structure points toward higher levels provided the current support zone continues to hold. Bitcoin ended Thursday under pressure, with the trend turning bearish and price action suggesting the path of least resistance now points toward lower levels. The structure remains heavy, and the market looks more likely to extend losses than recover while that weight persists. Brent crude tracked a similar path to its U.S. counterpart, absorbing the demand forecast headlines before steadying on a bullish trend. The broader structure keeps the probable path tilted toward higher levels, while buyers defend the current base. Salesforce held a bullish trend through Thursday's session, with price action consolidating in a manner consistent with a market preparing to extend toward higher levels. The structure remains supportive, and momentum continues to favor the upside. The Dow closed Thursday in mild bullish territory, with the trend leaning higher despite a measured pace of buying. Price action held above support, keeping the path of least resistance pointed toward higher levels into the next session. McDonald's presented an interesting session. The underlying trend carries a mild bearish tone, yet price is showing early signs of leaning toward higher levels, creating a tension worth watching. The probable path favors higher levels as long as the current structure holds. July CPI printed broadly on target, briefly softening dollar bids before bulls clawed back losses into the close. European markets traded cautiously, and oil slid as both OPEC and the IEA trimmed their 2026 demand forecasts. The one to watch on tomorrow's calendar is US PPI. $CAD was the biggest mover on the board today, with a strongly bearish trend driving price firmly toward lower levels throughout the session. The structure is decisively pointed lower, and momentum indicates the pair is more likely to continue extending downside than stage any meaningful recovery. That is Thursday's evening wrap for ForexBullion. Subscribe so the next edition lands the moment it drops, and tomorrow morning we check whether $CAD holds its slide and whether US PPI shifts the rate narrative. This is general market information for educational purposes only, not financial advice.